Because see, when my daughter was born, I was happy to be a father and I was ready to be one. But I was told that if I didn't marry the mother, I wouldn't be allowed to be. You see?
I went through that.
Yes, that was a pregnancy for marriage. It had nothing to do with me not wanting my child. I was ready. I was hyped. I was happy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I said, I want this baby if you're going to let me be a father. I said, I don't want to be going to no child support. And I don't want to be going to no damn family court. And lo and behold, the very things I asked not to be subjected to, she subjected me to them.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so, according,
I asked not to be subjected to, and she subjected me to it. So therefore, I didn't want to show up for 22 years.
Oh my God.
With his daughter came out at 22 and pretty much called him out saying, hey, you talk all this ish about men not showing up as fathers. Your entire brand is built on it. That's one part of it. That's how you're able to finesse all these women, get all these women in your corner, pander to them, and lift them up and say that, oh, it's the man's fault. Men got to do stuff. And every once in a while, he'll come out and hold a woman accountable or say something about women. But it's like he does it. So it's almost like he does that to keep some level of credibility. But when you factor it into everything else, it's just not significant enough. So in my opinion, just my opinion. So let's take a look at this. You guys give me your thoughts and we'll go from there.
Final question before we wrap it up. I saw something floating around, something about your daughter, potential daughter.
that is my daughter.
Okay, I want you to touch on that because I wanted you to speak on it from your perspective outside of just what's going on in the world.
Well, I would say, not to go too deep because that's
for sure.
But I would say my situation is the perfect situation that young black men or any black man will find yourself in when you don't practice sexual discipline. Because see, when my daughter was born, I was happy to be a father and I was ready to be one. But I was told that if I didn't marry the mother, I wouldn't be allowed to be. You see?
I went through that.
Yes, that was a pregnancy for marriage. It had nothing to do with me not wanting my child. I was ready. I was hyped. I was happy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I said, I want this baby if you're going to let me be a father. I said, I don't want to be going to no child support. And I don't want to be going to no damn family court. And lo and behold, the very things I asked not to be subjected to, she subjected me to them.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so, according,
I asked not to be subjected to, and she subjected me to it. So therefore, I didn't want to show up for 22 years. And I'm sorry, I was supposed to let the thing, I'm going to let it play through, and then I'll go back. I was trying to let it play through.
to my daughter's narrative, her mother didn't share the truth with her. You felt her mother didn't tell her the real reason why I kept you from your father. And that was because I didn't marry her.
That's deep.
So with that being said, I'm looking forward to building that relationship with my child. I'm patient with her because I know it can be tough to have one parent tell you, this is why your daddy wasn't there. And then for you to find out from your father, that ain't the reason I wasn't there.
That's not it.
She's the reason I wasn't there.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know she's hurting because she love her mom. She loyal to her mom, right?
Yeah.
And I think she's ambivalent and conflicted because I think she feels like if I try to build a relationship with my father,
It's going to affect.
is my mother going to feel some type of way? One thing you should never do is make your child choose sides.
Yes.
That is not their business. Black parents got to stop making our sons and daughters choose who you going to be with, because that's the situation my daughter is in. I know she wants me. You feel me? I know it.
First and foremost, want to give a huge shout out to everybody that continues to tap in with us, like and subscribe and join our community. If you haven't already, please make sure that you do. We look forward to engaging in some dope combo with you that can help us all elevate. So like, subscribe, and maybe even share the video if you're feeling real generous. On that note, we'll let you get back to the video. See you soon.
If I reach out to my father and come back home happy,
Yeah.
How mama gonna feel?
How mama gonna feel?
Yeah.
She gonna feel like she betrayed her mother.
Yeah.
Why should a child feel like I betrayed my mother just to build a relationship with my father and I'm a grown woman?
Yeah, because you said you got receipts.
But guess what? I'm not gonna blame the mom. As a man, I'm gonna blame me.
Ooh,
I should have been more sexually disciplined back then.
that's a fact.
You
That's a
understand?
fact.
I created the situation. If I didn't impregnate that woman, she could have never done that to me. So at the end of the day,
If I didn't impregnate that woman, she could have never done that to me. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt this. Yo, this is what a narcissist looks like. I'm sorry.
we as men have to take responsibility because
that.
our demons, our bad decisions, our lack of sexual discipline is eroding the foundation of our community. These women who we're not committing to, they're teaching our kids to hate us.
True.
And that's
So then commit, man.
our fault. What they doing is wrong. But if we never sowed the seed in the first place, we could have never gave them a reason to do it. And so now you got a whole generation of young black girls who hate men. Some of them going to get turned into lesbians because they've been indoctrinated by their mother, their grandmother, their aunts, and everybody else that black men ain't ish. So if we want to save the community as black men, the first thing we got to do is we got to start practicing sexual discipline. Why Puffy on trial right now?
I'm sorry. I saw Von's comment. Von said he's accountable. This is, bro, he is finessing y'all, bro. This is the type of accountability you take and say, like, I'm thinking of a situation in a game where, yo, it's my fault. You know, don't worry about it. It's my fault because, you know what I mean? I should have not only defended my man, but I should have, you know, I knew that this other person was so weak and so terrible. Like, it's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I prepared them and even though, bro, this is not taking any real level of accountability. He's finessing y'all. This man is, Dr. Umar is gifted. Finesses.
Feel me?
Sexual discipline.
Sexual discipline, bro.
So this was my comment that I wrote, and we're going to go back through it and just chop it up piece by piece. I wrote, he doesn't give the other men the same level of grace he gives himself. Bro really be finessing cats with his words. He's basically saying he was a deadbeat for 22 years because he was upset the mom put him on child support. He took responsibility but still blamed the mother. This is the same game he finesses all his female followers with. This is funny. And to the Vons' comment, and Vons, I don't know how you're feeling about it now, but he's not only finessing the females, he's finessing the Negroes, the men. He's finessing, bro. And as somebody who probably used to view myself as a student of Dr. Umar, bro, I just see through this stuff. Based on your initial reaction. I mean, he's saying certain things in this, like, I'm patient with my daughter, bruh. Your daughter's been waiting 22 years to have a relationship with you. I'd say she's been patient with you. He's saying I'm patient with her as if he's like should be celebrated as a benevolent leader in the family because he's patient with his daughter. Bro, this is how like he strategically put this together to figure out how can I look as if I'm taking accountability, but still highlight that the main problem is the mother. The main problem is the mother. The only thing that this man said about the mother was that she put him on child support. So what? She put you on child support, bro. Yeah, you hate it. Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, a lot of women do this and use this in terrible ways. But does that mean that you don't have a relationship with your daughter for 22 years? Is that really how you justify that? This just came across as BS to me. We gotta stop falling in love with these pastors and falling in love with these influencers. We got to stop doing this, bro, because this is crazy. And the fact that these grown men are sitting around this table and not pushing him, not challenging him like Dr. Umar would be challenging other people, like his energy is in any other situation. See, when he's talking about that, he's real calm, collective, you know, wants everybody to give him a certain level of grace. He wants to be seen as a level-headed guy. Nah, knock it off, bro. That's not the energy that you attack other people with. That's not the energy that you attack other problems with. because it's not always about attacking other people, but you attack that problem very strongly. And when you discuss that men got to show up and be fathers regardless of the situation, right? Men got to show up and be fathers. But you didn't. And it would be totally different if Dr. Umar had this conversation and he came out and volunteered this information. We didn't hear any of this for 22 years, Dr. Umar, until your daughter came out and put you on Front Street and put you on blast on the internet talking about you a deadbeat dad. You make a living off going around and pandering to women. And one of the things you do is call out the accountability for men to be a father to their kids and the detrimental effects that occur when they're not fathers to their kids. And you would think that if you're not being a father to your kid, at least if you want to accept some real accountability and if you want to keep your credibility, you would have been came out and said, you know what, I got a situation. Here's my situation. This is what I've been confronted with. Here's the issues that I have. Here's the problems that I'll take accountability for. But moving forward, this is how I would like it to be. He didn't do any of that. He didn't say anything. He had us believing that. I didn't even know that Dr. Umar had kids. And I definitely didn't. Well, maybe I knew that he had kids, but I definitely didn't know that he hadn't been to a birthday party in 22 years like his daughter put him on blast with. This is, I don't know. Well, I don't even know if we really need to go through it again, but this is just another one of those things. We don't need to go through it. I already made the decision. But this is just another one of those things where Black people in particular, I'll be totally honest, it's almost like you can tell. I don't even know if intelligence is the right word, but what I was getting ready to say is you can tell the intelligence of a group of people, any demographic of people, by the things that we are emotionally triggered by and the things that we are controlled by when it comes to our emotions and how we approach different things on that spectrum of logic versus emotion. This is why you can pander to the Black community. This is why people want to sell to the Black community. Black people are some of the biggest consumers. This is why, because we get so caught up emotionally. We care about how we dress and how it makes us feel. We care about what car we're wearing. We care so much about things that are totally irrelevant or should be totally irrelevant to us walking around with our chin held high and our confidence. We prioritize the BS over the actual realness. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. This is it's corny. And there need to be more Black. This is why I'm so disgusted in this, because there's a lot of people that are going to be finessed watching this, and none of these Black men had anything to say. They're over there, yes, men and him, like, yeah, hey, that's deep. That's real. There ain't nothing deep about what he said. There's nothing deep about what he said. He's finessing. Bro, if I was a Democrat, bro, I'd be. And Unc, I saw what you just wrote. See, nephew, just listening to you makes me convinced that you would actually serve good in Congress. If I was on the Democratic side, if I just bought in to the Democratic stuff, man, I could be finessing so hard because it's so easy to finesse certain groups of people. Like, you know what I mean? I just choose violence, and by violence I mean realness and to not just go along with the get along of what everybody else does just because that's what my parents did. That's what my grandparents did. I don't live like that. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's get to the Elon versus Trump. Are we gonna do one more video? No, hold on. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.